Hi, everyone, and welcome back. So, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of I Am So Authentic, is at it again, this time making a special appearance on a podcast. But before you start thinking she's having one of those genuine, down to earth conversation, hold up, wait a minute, back it up. Let's talk about who she's talking to first. Because Meghan sat down with Jamie Kern Lima, who, by the way, is one of the top sales women in the makeup industry. Jamie knows how to sell. She's the creator of It Cosmetics. Yes, the brand with the catchy, your lips but better, your eyes but better, your skin but better, designed to make you feel like you can't live without the product. Trust me, this woman knows exactly how to pull you in and make you hand over her wallet. Snake oil saleswoman vibes. Maybe, but she is darn good at it. I'll give you that. In fact, I bought some of her products back in the day. But don't be fooled by her positivity and her relatability, because it is all part of the game. And I'm going to break it down for you. Let's get started. Hi everyone, I'm Star Chairs, and in this channel, we analyze videos through the lens of PR. This video contains personal commentary based on publicly available information, including subscription content. It's intended solely for entertainment and educational purposes. Opinions expressed are my own and should never be considered factual allegations. Viewers are always encouraged to do their own research and form their own opinion. Okay, great. Now that we got the disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about how Jamie starts this podcast. She says, "This will fill your soul." Say hi to banana. Banana. Sorry.
I am so happy that you're here today for such an exciting conversation that I promise you is going to fill your soul today.
So when she says that, this will fill your soul, she's setting the stage for some emotional connection. It's what she does. It's like a well-rehearsed pitch. She's a great salesperson. Remember this. No doubt she's mastered the art of painting a picture in your mind and getting you to feel something, And that's exactly what Meghan is hoping for. But before you get sucked into this raw, authentic facade, let me peel it back for you.
Today is an episode of the Jamie Kern Lima Show, unlike any episode we have ever done. See, one of my favorite spots at my house is my two rocking chairs. They're my favorite place to sit and pray or rest or connect with my closest friends. And over the past year, I have spent countless moments in these chairs with Meghan. Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today too, sitting right here in our cozies with no makeup. And I'm inviting you into the rocking chairs with us.
Let's talk about the interview itself. They claim this is a new kind of interview. Apparently, Meghan didn't know the questions beforehand. Right? Okay, sure. And for extra authenticity, they said they changed the seats to make it feel just like the way they talk at home in cozy loungewear. I saw the trailer, and from the get-go, I could tell this was nothing but a well-rehearsed PR move. Now, if you're new here, I've been in broadcasting for the past 15 plus years. I've done it all. I've been in front of the camera and behind the scenes. My favorite part has always been behind the scenes. So I know exactly what it takes to film, broadcast, and edit something beautiful for the public's eye. Jamie and Meghan are both sitting there in their cozy sweats, no makeup, and acting like we're in their living room, bonding over life's deep moments. Well, newsflash, both of these women have had laser treatments, facials, and peels to get their skin looking flawlessly natural, in my opinion. Don't even try to sell me on the raw, no makeup look when you've got the luxury of access to the best skincare money can buy. For the average person who doesn't have going makeup free is a whole different struggle. It is easy to go makeup free when you've had lasers, when you had peels, when you had facials. That's what this whole industry is about. When you get facials and peels and everything and chemicals, whatever, that's the whole point of it. It's so you can love your skin and be without the makeup. But hey, if you got the money to burn, being authentic is a lot easier, right? But wait, there's more. The real kicker here is when Jamie casually mentions that these are the same rocking chairs she prays with. And then Jamie drops the line, come as you are, which is a common phrase, yes. But to be honest, this phrase I usually hear mostly in a church setting, you know? But I'm going to park that thought just right there for later, okay?
She's an American member of the British royal family, an entrepreneur, author, actor, founder of the lifestyle brand As Ever. She's also a mom to her two beautiful kids, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, and wife to husband Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. She's a mama of rescue dogs, and she's also an incredible champion of women and an amazing friend.
Oh, doesn't this get interesting? Jamie introduces Meghan with the tagline, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She's a member of the British royal family. Like, excuse me? No, she's not. She hasn't been for years. But guess what? Meghan loves this introduction, doesn't she? And I'll tell you why. Because being connected to royalty is her ticket to fame. Let's be real. Everything she has now, from the podcast to the brand to the Netflix deal to her fame, only exists because she married into royalty. So why on earth would she want to let go of that? Of course, she's being introduced to by her royal title. It's a PR play, a subtle reminder that without that royal connection, no one would care, and she knows it. Now, this is all about selling the image of Meghan as the perfect friend, the friend that we should all aspire to be. Oh, she's so gracious. She shows up for friends, blah, blah, blah. Okay. How about showing up for your family, Meghan? Oh, wait, she doesn't talk to her dad or her father-in-law or the late queen or her brother-in-law or Prince William. Let's not forget that she's using the look over here, not over there type of PR. And it's a full-time job for her. It's all about painting this picture of her as a wonderful friend. So we forget how she has alienated her entire family as well as Harry's. And get this, the first question Jamie asked Meghan is, Meghan, how are you doing? Like, really? What? That's a legitimate question. It's not just a setup for the entire interview. This sets the tone for the whole thing. Softball questions, compliments, and Jamie does not stop there. She says, you're the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Cue the eye roll, please. It's like watching a bad infomercial. Like, this is just more of the same spin.
Taking the trash out from my job, and I see Yasmin Bleeth. And I cannot believe I'm seeing Yasmin Bleeth, and I'm holding this bag of trash. And I was like, the courage that it took for me to go up to her.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I said, hi, I love you in the soft and dry deodorant commercial. So gracious. This is such a pivotal moment for me because I never knew I was going to become an actor or someone that people would go up to.
Yeah.
But this moment was so influential for me because she turned around and she goes, hi, sweetheart, what's your name? First thing I learned. I was like, I'm Meghan. And that moment, I was like, she cares to know what my name is. And then she's like, hi, I'm Yasmin. I know who she is, but she introduced herself. Yeah. That moment with Yasmin Bleeth taught me how important it was for someone to make me feel seen.
Meghan launches into a story about Yasmin Bleeth, a celebrity who made her feel seen and good. And I get it. It's a sweet story on the surface, but when you look at it through a narcissistic lens, as everybody claims that she is, then it's clear what happened. Meghan remembers this encounter because it fed her ego. She loved that someone was kind to her. In her world, being treated well by others is validation, and you better believe she remembers it. It's not a story about kindness for kindness' sake. It's a story about someone realizing that being kind is a tool to get what you want. Classic. Whew. Okay, the next part is where this interview really threw me off, which honestly had me questioning reality because Jamie asked Meghan, do you think your steps are divinely ordered? And Meghan, of course, goes off on this spiritual response, talking about a soul contract.
Someone said to me last year when I sat down, they said, well, you know, this is your soul contract. You signed up for this. You signed up for this before you were here. He's like, well, I didn't read the fine print. Okay.
She supposedly signed before she was here. Like, what the what? Who is she talking to? The devil? Because the whole soul contract bit sounds like something straight out of California Psychic's handbook. It is just so freaking bizarre. Let's just pause for a second. When was the last time you had a normal conversation with someone about a soul contract they signed before they were being born or before they were here? I'll answer that for you. How about never? This is not a normal conversation. And it's especially not a normal thing to do or to be saying in a public forum or on an international stage where millions are listening. The more Meghan goes on about this, the more bizarre it sounds. If you did not think Meghan was on a woo-woo journey, this right here should cement it, because this is just a weird narrative that she has unveiled for us. And here's the kicker. When Meghan giggles and says that she didn't read the fine print, hilarious, except this is not normal conversation. When do you ever have a soul contract conversation with someone in your life? Never. That's when. Never. And here's where it gets even stranger, okay? She says that this soul contract conversation wasn't just some passing thought. This is something someone allegedly told her last year. So, okay, who exactly was this person? Who's having this deep existential conversation with her? And what's even more unsettling is that this person is telling her, this is what you signed up for. This is your hand, your lap around the sun. Why are we all pretending that this conversation is normal? Like, no. It's honestly hard to digest this because it takes the conversation into a realm of self-importance that feels over the top, not just spiritually, but narratively. This isn't about understanding your life's purpose. It's about a woman using spiritual jargon to justify everything that she's done and every decision that she's made without taking personal responsibility for it. It almost feels like a spiritual bypass, using religion and metaphysical language to distract from the uncomfortable truth about her choices and actions. Instead of facing the criticism head on, she's turning it into something bigger, more cosmic, more mystical. And in doing so, she elevates herself to a place where her actions are no longer her fault. They were preordained, laid out in a contract signed before she was birthed. This kind of talk doesn't just deflect accountability, it opens the door to manipulate the audience into viewing her as someone above. And that to me is where it starts to feel PR driven. You can almost see the gears turning as she tries to shape the narrative into something more untouchable. And as if Jamie could not make things more uncomfortable, she talks about a friend who claims to be one who's the strongest Catholic she knows, but also sees every psychic and medium. That is not right. You know, those two things don't belong in the same sentence.
In my life, I have so many friends of all different faiths. I have friends that love everything. I have one of my friends who's the strongest Catholic I know, also sees every psychic, every meeting. Like, she's like, God made them too. We're going to cover our bases and all the things.
Well, that's funny because most people one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Jamie, this is just a PR mess waiting to happen. Meghan, though, I'll give her credit because she nails it when she says most people are there for one or the other. And she's right. You can't have both. You can't follow Jesus and witchcraft at the same time. You have to pick a path. It's simple. I love how Meghan actually called this out. Finally, something that I can give her props for. So yes, right there, I was so proud of her. All right, so we're going to wrap this up with one final thought, because honestly, this interview is just more of the same. Jamie says to Meghan, I've seen a lot of things in my life, but I've never seen what you go through on a daily basis. And Meghan, with her casual woo-woo energy, responds with, I know, I know. Then Jamie hits up with, I've never seen anything like this, like just to reaffirm it. Like, really? Because like I said earlier, there's nothing new here. This is the same tired PR narrative we've seen 100 times from Meghan. She repeats the line, things can be printed that are not true. It's just another line in her redemption interview playbook, designed to paint her as misunderstood, authentic, and poor Meghan, who's been wrong at every turn. And once again, we are fed that line that nothing is her fault. This is classic PR tactic. Look over here, not over there. Don't focus on the real issues. Focus on her pain, her authenticity, and her struggles that we should all sympathize with. This is pure deflection. And frankly, I was tired of watching it. This was actually only 30 minutes into the 90-minute episode. I barely scratched the surface. Trust me, I am going to need a part 2 to fully break this down. You guys know how I roll. I analyze these videos from a PR standpoint, and that's exactly why I started this channel. I noticed that other YouTubers weren't seeing the full picture, and that's where I come in. I expose and break down how PR works, and it takes me just a little bit longer for me to get from the heart of the matter than your typical reaction video. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this unfiltered, in-depth PR analysis with a dash of star sarcasm, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye.